something special for the staff, a full live stream doing our favorite balls of 2020. We're going to be splitting them up in between Angular, continuous, and traction. And then stick around to the end. We'll give you our full wrap-up, Ron and myself, of our top 5 each of 2020. These are the balls that we have reviewed so far for TruBall Reviews. If you did not see, we got some new equipment at the EC, so going to be making some improvements there in 2021. So I got this special guest, the man himself, Ron.
What up, man? How you doing?
Good. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start our ranking. So you can see here that we have our tier set up into Angular, continuous, and traction. Now we will have 3, 4, 5 balls in each category, our favorites out of everything that we have reviewed so far. And then we will go over to our top 5 list, and we will each give you our top 5. So Ron, you want to start us off with an Angular ball that you thought was the best of 2020. This is in no particular order. This is just our favorites. And then we'll go to the top 5 list after we're done here.
Angular ball. I mean, I really liked what I saw out of Axiom Pearl.
I would agree. I would agree. That was one of the first ones on my list to add. So Axiom Pearl goes on the list. Definitely because that ball's symmetric, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was this fairly strong Angular symmetric piece, which I really, really liked how that ball looked when we did that a couple months ago. So Axiom Pearl on the list for one Angular ball. So I will go ahead and add the next one. Let's see. Now, would you consider the Parallax Angular?
I would.
Yeah, that was one of my surprise balls of the year, you could say. We weren't honestly sure what to expect coming out of that ball, but I think that ball is very, very good. It's in my league arsenal weekly, so definitely a good piece. Kind of goes along with that Axiom Pearl, stronger Angular type ball motion. You want to add one more?
I did like the Venom.
Fatal Venom?
Yeah, Fatal Venom, man. I like that ball. It's not as strong as the other two, but I think that if you have a little bit more friction, that ball's really angular.
Yeah, like that ball definitely needs some friction, but that's not a problem because it's not meant to be used on volume. It's meant to be good when you're getting left. So that ball was really good when it had some friction. So I would agree with that choice. So anything else on the Angular category? I think that's good there. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I really wish we would have been able to do radical results. I think that ball was probably one of my surprise favorite Angular balls of this year. We just didn't get to review it because we started the review process later in the year. That ball came out right at like March, April, and we didn't start doing reviews until later in the year. But I believe that ball would also be up there in an Angular category, the original results.
Yeah, I would agree. That ball, here we go. How does that look? Better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that ball definitely was a very, very good piece in terms of Angular type ball motion. But like I said, this is for the balls we've reviewed so far, and actually quite a bit of them here. So we will continue on to the continuous category. And I think there's no question with this one.
Man, the Black Widow.
Black Widow 2.0. I don't think there's anything else to say. You can go watch the review. The very first shot I threw with it, you can you can just tell what we really thought of that ball.
Yeah, that piece was definitely special. You know what? There is one other ball we reviewed that you didn't actually do. I actually did it, but it probably should be in the list too. And that's the Shim by Big Bowling. I actually like that ball's really angular too.
Oh yeah. We did the entire live stream on the Big Bowling equipment. But yeah,
that ball would fit in that category too.
That one was definitely good. Another continuous ball. Hit me with it.
Definitely, we were both set on Black Widow, so that was pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll add another one. Web Tour Hybrid.
Yeah. That one was good too.
Yeah,
that one was good too. Oh, I know, I got one. I got one now. I got one too.
Here you go. There's the balls.
Yeah, I got a good one now too.
All right.
That Melee Jab Blood Red.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
She was good. She was definitely good too. But let's go back to Web Tour Hybrid, because to me, Web Tour Hybrid was one of those pieces that, that's one of the first pieces that Brunswick made under the Hammer nameplate. And it was kind of scary to see how that was going to turn out. And that ball came out to be phenomenal.
Yeah, that ball was really good. I think comparing it to the original Web Tour, I like this one a lot more. Just from what I've seen out of the last couple months with it. This ball is good.
Yeah, she's definitely a good, solid piece.
Yeah.
Good piece.
So with that being said, we'll go ahead and add one or two more continuous balls to our list here.
So you got to throw one more in the continuous category?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of these that are good. I have two. I will put one of them in. Actually, I'll put both of them in. The Incognito, that's continuous.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then the Rubicon.
You like Rubicon?
I like the Rubicon. That was good.
Man, I'm way more proof than Rubicon.
The Proof Pearl?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
I'm way more proof Pearl than Rubicon. All
right. Well, Proof Pearl will go on the list as well. Yeah, so going back to or do you want to touch on the Blood Red? We kind of mixed over it. We talked about the Web Tour and then went back. Is there anything you want to say about the Blood Red?
I just think that ball is really usable on a lot of different patterns. That could be a benchmark ball. That's a ball you can come right out the gate with and know where to go next from. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a really good continuous piece. I think it was the fact that it was shiny and from Brunswick is something that doesn't happen very often. That's actually what I would consider to be a really great option. But this one is that. So I like the combination of what they've got there with that ball motion to fit. You could build yourself an arsenal around some of these continuous balls and be set for a lot of events. Yeah,
I would agree with that. Going to the Incognito, that ball, it read really, really good in the mid lane, but it still continued down lane. That's why the ball is on my list here, or on our list, I should say. I really liked what I saw out of that ball. And then going on to the Rubicon, it reminded me of an IQ Tour, make it a little weaker IQ Tour. You don't think so?
No, I mean, I can understand what you're saying. Nah, man.
Well, I'll tell you this. If I'm going to pick the Rubicon or the Proof Pearl, I'm picking the Rubicon.
Give me that Proof Pearl all day. But that's what it's about. It's about our different opinions. They have to agree on everything, and that's just one that we don't agree on. That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I also think the Prism Warp Hybrid was decent too. But we will leave our 6 here. But Prism Warp Hybrid is an honorable mention for me.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add to that list?
Nah, man. We got 6 balls over there, man. 6 balls is a lot of balls.
Yeah.
You sure you want to keep Rubicon up there for real?
Yeah.
Man, okay. All right. On to the next.
All right, on to the next. Traction.
I got a sneaky one over here.
You got a sneaky one? All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it to me. I'll do
The
it.
sneaky one's the arrow.
Oh, that was my first one.
Arrow, man.
That's
one of the sleeper balls. See, I mean, if you throw one, you know. If you throw that ball, you know how good that ball is.
Yeah, it's definitely the traction ball motion, but it's super strong, and I think it continues really, really well. Definitely needs some volume. That's for sure. So next, I will go with the Strata.
Yeah,
that ball was really good too. Still falls into that strong traction early category, which was really, really good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Strata was definitely big hook, a lot of it, and it definitely was something that I'd use on heavy oil.
Yep. Or you want to add another one?
I mean, I think this is kind of a sleeper too. I think that the Columbia ball, what was it called?
Authority Solid.
Say it again.
Authority Solid.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a sleeper one too. I think that ball, when we did our little heavy, biggest hooking balls of 2020 in oil, that ball hooked the most, and it was kind of a sleeper, right?
Yeah, that one was one that was in our first round of reviews. Wasn't honestly sure what to think about it the first time we went through it, but when we did that video on biggest hooking balls, that ball really surprised me. That was not the one that I thought was going to come out on top, so I would agree with that sleeper pick.
Yeah, I mean, for my opinion is when I'm thinking of this list, I'm thinking of the best of the group. So like, there weren't like bad balls.
Right.
That's not totally true. There may be a couple of bad balls, but but for the most part, there weren't really bad balls. But when you're starting to rank them, or you're beginning to put them in your list, or you're going to think, what am I going to drill? RST for me doesn't come to mind. Like, I'm not drilling that ball. Radical Results Solid, I'm not drilling that ball. Proton Physics, I'm not drilling that ball. I'm not saying those balls are bad. I'm just saying when I think of balls for traction that I would want to drill, or that I've seen that I think demonstrate the ability to be used for lots of players, the three that you got up there are the three that I'm thinking about drilling or recommending to be drilled.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit more uniform. Get these out of here.
Yeah, the Rubicon's out of there.
Yeah, Pearl's out of here. Get out of here. Come on now. So I think that's a good top
9 balls.
Huh?
A good 9 balls there?
Yeah, a good 9 balls. 3 angular, 3 traction, 3 angular, 3 continuous, 3 traction, as our top balls of the year. I also want to throw a shout out to the Omni Hybrid. That ball was really good.
Yeah.
So
didn't UFO,
but that's okay. UFO.
You see that?
Yeah.
UFO. So I will agree with you there. So UFO is not in our list because we didn't get to. Once again, it came out early. But I would put UFO in the group, like in the traction category. I would absolutely put UFO in there. I think UFO is a much stronger piece than some of the pieces that we've even got in our list. We didn't get to test that ball. So, but yeah, I agree with the UFO comment. Absolutely.
Yep.
And it was 2020. Yeah, they said, like Dustin said, these are the balls that we got to review. We didn't get to review all the balls in 2020. We didn't even start the review process until, I want to say, July or August. So we were a little late to the party from that standpoint. So I can understand why people would mention some other bowling balls. But at the same token, these are the balls that we did get to review. And obviously next year for 2021, we'll have a much bigger list.
We will now go ahead and we'll make this Ron's top 5 list. Best balls of 2020. Give them to me.
So you want them from 5 to 1?
Yep. So best, and then
well, let's start. Can we go 1 to 5? That might be easier.
We can go whatever order you want. If you want to do 3 first, we can do 3 first.
Oh wow. No. Okay. So I mean, I'm gonna go with number 1 because there ain't no question to me that Black Widow was number 1.
Yep.
That ain't no question.
Yep.
That ball's good. That ball real good. She's super really good. All right. So Widow's 1. I'm gonna throw. I don't know if I want to throw the Axiom. Go ahead.
I said, don't say Proof Pearl.
No. I'm thinking Axiom Pearl.
Axiom Pearl. All right.
I like Axiom Pearl. I think I gotta get that. The arrow's got to get in there.
Okay. You wanted that at 3?
Yeah. Look at this. Somebody says someone has bias because he designed that core. Man, look. It didn't matter if I designed that core or not. That ball's good, bro. I did think it's kind of cool, though. You know, it is kind of cool to be like, hey, there was a core that was designed in 2003 that's still being used. That's cool. But that ball's good. Period, point blank, in the story. Let's see here. I think I gotta get the Fatal Venom in there too. I like that.
Okay.
That ball looks good too, by the way. She look good.
4?
Yeah. Put that one 4.
Here, let me give you a little close up on the list here.
Well, switch back to the other list because I got to see all the balls that we picked over there.
You want to go back over here?
Go back to the big list, the 9-ball list. Let me see here. So, let's see here. Got my Arrow, got my Widow, got the Fatal in there, and the Axiom. So really, I only got one more ball left.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna go either Web 2 or Blood Red. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of those 2 balls. I probably would go Blood Red just because. Yeah, Blood Red. I think that's my top 5.
All right. So, Ron's top 5 is Black Widow, Axiom Pearl, Arrow, Fatal Venom, and Melee Jab Blood Red. So my list, there's no question, Black Widow 2.0 is number 1. Number 2, which almost made Ron's list, was the Web Tour Hybrid again. Really, really good piece along with the Black Widow 2.0. Now, the hard part, 3, 4, and 5. I got to put the, I'm debating between the Arrow and the Parallax. I got to do Parallax. Parallax at 3. Arrow at 4. Axiom Pearl at 5.
Okay.
So, little bit different of a list in terms of between Ron and myself, but still 3 of the 5 balls from Ron's list to mine are the exact same. Almost 4 with the Web Tour, but the Melee Jab made Ron's list, which is, of course, not a bad choice. That ball was very, very good. So is there anything you want to add to your list, talk about your list, or anything you want to add to our 9 balls here?
Well, I mean, I think I said, at the end of the day, I would say that the majority of balls, the vast majority of balls that are coming out of the plants from the manufacturers are good. And I say that as a person who's designed bowling balls for a long time. So I'm not saying that they're so-so. I'm saying that they're good. So I believe that, overall, you really just got to find which ball motion you're looking for as a player, and then you need to add that into your arsenal to fit your game. I think where a lot of people make a mistake is they get too many of the same balls. I mean, even when we were building the list, we had 6 continuous balls. The problem is you don't need 6 continuous balls to be effective on the lanes. You need a little bit of all of them. You need some continuous, you need some traction, and some angular. If you just stick to the continuous balls, then you get locked in, and if you get in a spot where one of those balls doesn't work, none of them work. So it's real important, I think, to make sure you diversify, your picking. The other thing that's interesting is if you're brand specific, if you're a Storm Roto guy or a Brunswick guy or an EBI guy or whatever, depending on, or a Motive guy, then that will also dictate which balls you will find better or worse. We are lucky enough that we can throw all the balls from all the brands, so we get kind of a different perspective. We can evaluate all the companies for their goods and for their merit. And I think a lot of times people don't realize that either. But it's important to do that. It's important to make sure that when you look at the balls, when you evaluate the balls, that you make sure that you've got different motions in different categories.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, there's a lot. Like, I think we could go back to our list of 9 here, and I think we could probably put at least half of them in the continuous category. I'm not sure what you think.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of finding the ones that are really, really good, doing your research, watching those TruBall reviews. That is how you're going to weed down half of these balls into 2 or 3. So building an arsenal can be difficult at times. If you need some new pieces to add to your bag, consider these 10 right here. Well, I guess it's not 10. It would be less than that. But still, all of these balls are going to cover all of your ball motion categories. You got your traction, your angular, angular, continuous, and continuous. And then Ron's list is the same. You got continuous, angular, traction, angular, continuous. Anything else?
No, I mean, I just think the opportunity for us to grow there is pretty large. And I think that we learned a lot in 2020 and really appreciative of the ball companies that have supported us along the way to get to this spot, and appreciate their patience as we're learning a lot ourselves about, the cinematic quality and cinematic quantity of what we're trying to do. I believe, like I said, we have their full support, and we are growing our little fan base there, and you'll see it'll be some definitely marked improvements in some ball reviews and the way we're going to do some things, because we've made some more investments in the technology, and we're committed to this. The ball companies are committed to sending us product, and we're committed to making sure that they get the proper review that they should get.
Yep. So with that being said, thanks everyone for tuning in. 45-minute live stream, which is awesome. Hope you all enjoyed this. Again, here is Ron's top 5. Then here is my top 5, and then we split them up into angular, traction, and continuous. So a couple balls to think about, check out the reviews for, and if you're looking to add a ball to your arsenal, consider one of these balls if you're looking for a specific type of ball motion. And all of these balls are available through Bowling for Less as well. So, anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I want you guys to have a happy, safe, and healthy New Year's Eve. And we look forward to doing some pretty cool things in 2021.
Yep. All right. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Have an awesome rest of your night, and we will talk to you all very soon.